So until the Aquarius goes into the room and prepares his food, it takes time. It takes time, but not a long time. For those of you who didn't notice, the octopus is just around the rock, right over there. Okay? You can see it looks a bit like cotton candy kind of. It's over there. Alright? So before the actual feeding starts, I just want to remind you of a very important policy. If you see I'm without breath, it's because I ran. So please forgive me about that. If you're going to take any photos, please make sure you have no flash or any form of light. Okay? So not just flash, any form of light. The reason is, if the octopus is eating, okay, and he will see that there is a light when he is eating, he will start to associate your light with food. Okay? And what would happen then the next day? If a customer by mistake uses flash, the octopus will see the flash and he will start to get hungry because he would have associated that light with food the previous day. Okay? So there you go. You've got your closed jar with mussels, I presume. It's mussels. It's clams. Okay? Oh, why isn't he going to the jar today? Usually he gets so excited to see the food. Come on, Benjamin, get up. Here we go. His name is Benjamin, by the way. If it doesn't work, probably what he'll do is he'll open the jar. So then he can smell the food, probably what would happen. Don't know what's going into him today. Okay, so usually we feed him mackerel on Sundays. It's like a roast dinner for him, okay? We like to give him some clams, as you can see here. And sometimes we even give him sardines sometimes. But all of them would be closed in a jar. So you would literally, see, his arm is kind of like curling up a bit. So at the moment he's sensing that the jar is in the water. Okay, I'll tell you all about that in fact later on. What the octopus will do, he will open the jar with his own tentacles and he will grab the food inside and then he will eat it. Okay, and hopefully we don't have to open the jar, hopefully today. I think he's trying to move the jar next to him, I think. Yeah, he's getting a bit curious now. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. Oh. It's always so entertaining to see him do this, honestly. Now he's either going for the food or else he's going for the Aquarius. One of the two. What's he doing? I think he's going to see the Aquarius. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you all there is to know about the octopus. Alright, that's my job here. Okay? So first things first, this is what is known as a common octopus. As you can see, it isn't the brightest octopus you'll find, and it's definitely not the biggest one. By the way, it's a show-off. It likes to come to the glass, especially with the camera. Now, the common octopus, what makes it so unique, okay, is the way it hunts and the way it defends itself, okay? Now, you probably know this, and I'm sure you do. Octopuses are very smart. They're not stupid, okay? The question is, why do you think they are so smart? Why do you think they're so intelligent, octopuses? You can try and guess if you want to. Why do you think octopuses are so smart? You can try.
We got more than one brain.
Yes, okay. I agree. What else do you think? Let's talk about the brain for a bit. So when you think of an octopus, one usually says how intelligent he is, he's got all these nerves, all these brains. But what really is intelligence when you think about it? We can say that intelligence is all about memory, right? What makes octopuses so intelligent is the fact that they will use their brain, of course, in memory. Because they have such a good memory, they are able to remember any things that they have learned in the past, and they will use this in order to survive. And in fact, the common octopus, he is one of the most intelligent octopuses in the world, okay? And it is because of, like I said before, of how he defends himself and how he goes hunting, okay? And I'm going to tell you all about this. So first off, I'm going to tell you where you would find this octopus, first of all. So this octopus, it can be found in a number of oceans. Most commonly, you would find it in the East Mediterranean. You would also find it in the Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean, so warm water, we're talking here. And sometimes you can also find it in the Atlantic Ocean. Now you'll notice that the Atlantic Ocean and the Indo-Pacific Ocean are very different types of oceans in terms of temperature. The Indo-Pacific is very warm, so I'm talking like 27 degrees, 28. And the Atlantic Ocean has temperatures that are about 17 degrees, so very cold water. Now, what makes an octopus live in such harsh conditions? It all has to do with its blood, funnily enough. So, does anyone know what color his blood is? Do you know what color his blood is?
I think blue.
Yes, it's blue. Now, there's a reason for this. So, our blood is red, first of all, okay? And it's because of a pigment we have known as hemoglobin. Now, what hemoglobin is responsible, my words today, what hemoglobin is responsible for is to transport oxygen around our body, okay? Now, the octopuses, they have a similar pigment known as hemocyanin. I know a fancy word. And this hemocyanin, it does the same thing. It transports oxygen as well. Except that it has a superpower, you can say, if you want to. So whenever the octopus, he feels that there isn't enough oxygen in the water, okay, the hemocyanin that is present, it will produce a lot of copper in its body, okay? And it is because of this copper that it will be able to live in very low oxygenated water. The copper itself, it will bind very quickly to any oxygen atom it will find, and it will be able to live in oxygenated, like I told you. See? Also, octopuses, they have got 3 hearts. I know. They've got 3 hearts. They're all this big, the size of a ping pong ball, okay? 2 of them would be to breathe, so they will use them for their gills, and the other heart is to move around, right? So as you can see, the octopus, it's got 8 legs, 8 tentacles. Now, if you look closely, you can see the suction cups, right? Okay. Now, let's think of their tentacles as another sensory organ, okay? Let's not imagine them for a second as arms. The octopuses, they will use their tentacles in order to feel around the water, to see if there are any harmful chemicals in there, and also to find its food. So, really and truly, they don't have a nose, but instead, they will use those suction cups, those tentacles over there, okay? I'm going to tell you another fact about those later on. I'll now tell you how it goes on hunting, which is what is so interesting about it, really. So there are many, many ways how it goes about to hunt, okay? The first thing it does is known as groping. Groping, I know, fancy word.